Hello, today we're going to do lesson 13, which is a continuation from last lesson, and we are going to work with more symbols of inclusion in one expression. And we're also going to do more on order of operations and review a little bit of products of signed numbers. So remember, like we talked before, that the parentheses, the brackets, and the braces are here to tell us what to do first. So the first thing we're going to do is the parentheses. Then we do the brackets, and then we do the braces. Now, I like to think about it like in a house, that you have in a house, you have rooms, and then in the rooms, you have closets. So we're going to start on the inside and go out. We're going to start in the closet, then we'll go to the room, and then we'll go to the house. Okay? So we keep everything else the same. Notice I'm not touching the braces or the brackets, and I'm just going to simplify the parentheses. So -3 minus 1 is -4, and -8 plus 4 is -4 as well. Then we have the -3, the brackets, the braces, and the -7 outside. Then we're going to do the brackets. Notice that the next step is the brackets, whatever is inside of these brackets. So we do the multiplication. -4 times -4 is positive 16 minus 3. We're not done. We still have to do that bracket. 16 minus 3 is 13. And notice that we have a 2 multiplying the 13 in the bracket. Then we finish the braces. Then we multiply times 5. And then we subtract the 7. So if you notice, all of this is multiplying. So I can do it in one step and then subtract the 7. So that's going to be 130 minus 7, which is going to be 123. And that's the answer. Let's look at the next example. In the next example, we have braces, brackets, parentheses, and the fractionary line. So let's do these. So we'll start by simplifying the parentheses. In this case, -2 minus 1 is -3 times the -3. And then on the bottom, we have 6 minus 2, which is 4. Now notice again that on the top, we have -3 times -3, which is positive 9. And then that's multiplying the -5. So I can do that in one step, and we get -45. On the bottom, we have -12. Now that we have simplified as much as we can on both the numerator and the denominator, then we can divide and simplify this last part. So negative divided by negative is positive, and if we divide both by 3, the answer will be 15/4. And that's my answer. For order of operations, we have to remember that little word that we have used before, which is PEMDAS. PEMDAS reminds us that we first do parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So we have to look for the different things in the expression. In this case, we don't have parentheses or exponents, so we start with multiplication. And I'm going to do it here, noticing that there's also a division, and then here. Okay, so I don't do anything with the 6, the first 6. Then we multiply. 3 times 6 is 18, divided by 2 is 9. And then I also multiply 8 times 2, 16. When I add these, now we're in the last step, addition and subtraction, we're going to add 6 plus 9, which is 15, minus 16, and the answer is -1. Very simple. Just remember to use the word PEMDAS to remember the order of simplification. Now, the last thing that we're going to review in this lesson is the products of signed numbers. Remember that if we have an even amount of negatives, the answer will be positive. And if we have an odd amount of negatives, the answer will be negative. So let's look at these examples and decide if the answer is going to be positive or negative. We don't need to multiply. We just need to decide if it's positive or negative. So we count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 negatives. Since that is an even amount of negatives, the answer will be positive. Let's do the next one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one is an odd amount of negative. 5 is odd. So the answer will be negative. In the last one, we have 3 negatives. So that's an odd amount of negatives, which tells me the answer will be negative. For example, if I have negative, negative, negative 3, I just count how many negatives there are. And since there are 3 negatives, my answer will be negative 3. And if I have, for example, negative, negative 3, there is an even amount of negatives, so my answer is positive 3. And that's it. That's simple. Okay, so do your practice, have fun, and if you have any questions, let me know.